pasu varadura he samma nanahiya ya vithajanma galata jai pasu varadura na bolila mukhe na bolila mukhe modi lasang saro sukhe vidya kule
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Pranam. Dhanyavad Pranam.
Jai Shri Prabhupada. Jai welcome. So happy to see you, Mataji. And we also welcome all the devotees for this very special two-part series by no other than our very, very dear and respected our guest Savitri Mataji. So as we all know that we have a beautiful, beautiful, most joyous festival coming, Panihati Chidadahi festival. And this year, for the first time, we are planning on a very, very nice celebration in ISKCON of Richmond. We will be doing a outing, a picnic, in which we offer a lot of dahi chida to Gauranitai and have a nice time. But the best way to prepare for the festival is to hear the pastimes and prepare our mood and consciousness and understand the importance of this festival. Very, very auspicious, beautiful festival, very instructive pastime also. And then we desire to hear this pastime from our mother Savitri. So most of us very, very well know Mataji's been part of our Richmond family for a long, long time. We had very, very good fortune to had the shelter of Mataji and Prabhuji for many, many years in Richmond. We all felt the deep impact of that. Mataji is currently in Sridham Mayapur. From Sridham Mayapur, we'll get the nectar. Mataji is a very, very senior Vaishnavi in our movement, senior disciple of His Holiness Bhakti Charuswami Maharaj. Mataji has served Srila Prabhupada's movement and Maharaj in so many wonderful, wonderful ways. And one exemplary service, Mataji is always very, very eager to offer his Vaishnav Seva, serving sadhus like her life and soul. So much to learn from Mataji. And this pastime is actually very deeply connected with that Seva. So we are so grateful, Mataji, for you to give us this precious time and your association. And without any ado, over to you, Mataji. Please take us to the pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Nityananda Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Dipana. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Yes, as Divinam Prabhu spoke about the significance of this festival, it's very wonderful and very instructive. So we are going to understand today about the significance of this festival. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Nena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Shri Radha Kanta Namaste Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Shri Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Suti Devi Pranamami Hari Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Panihati Dadichira Mahotsav, also it is known as Danda Mahotsav, or also known as Das Goswami's Danda Mahotsav or Prema Danda Mahotsav. Although we hear it is, we are celebrating the punishment given by Nityananda Prabhu to Raghunath Das Goswami. Actually, it is not the punishment, is the favor, greatest favor unto Raghunath Das Goswami. So, yes, it started here in Bengal, in the place named Panihati. Many times devotees also do not know Panihati festival also, it has the name Panihati festival. Panihati is the name of the place where it took place, where this great Utsav festival of feasting on chipped rice and mixed with yogurt, some fruits, or mixed with condensed milk. It's actually breakfast recipe for Bengalis or for Orisan, East Indian people. But it can be taken as lunch also. So, because it's so sweet and tasty, and no cook, means cooking is not required. It's just assemble everything together, a great feast can be happen. Means great feast can be, there. Very nice. So yes, it's so simple as well as very profound. Why? Because the purpose is behind that is very profound. We are going to read from Srimad Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita about that. But first, just a little bit introduction about this Panihati festival or Panihati Dodichira festival during this summertime. It is very appropriate and with a purpose. What is that? It's a great festival of union of the Bhakta with Bhagavan. Bhakta Bhagavan Milan Ki Jai. It's a great festival. The Jiva's union with the Lord, that is the festival. And this union cannot be possible without the blessings of the spiritual master. And Nityananda Prabhu is our original spiritual master. By avoiding spiritual master, mercy, we cannot directly approach the Supreme Lord. This is the law of Krishna. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashna sevaya. Spiritual master is the external manifestation of Krishna or manifestation of Krishna's mercy. Personal Lord, Master, who is representing the Supreme Lord, he carries the same potency and mercy specifically designed for the fallen souls. So actually, there's no difference between the mercy of the spiritual master and mercy of the Supreme Lord. The Supreme Lord is attainable through the mercy of spiritual master. Spiritual master bestows his special blessings or favor, then the fallen soul can approach, means can attain the Supreme Lord. And here one important point is the Jiva soul must have that hankering, deep desire how to achieve Krishna, how to attain Krishna. In Bhagavad Gita, one full chapter is there about that. The name of the chapter is Attaining the Supreme, the chapter 8. We must read it. The most unfortunate thing is that we don't have that hankering, that desire, deep desire to achieve Krishna, to go back to Krishna or to attain Krishna. That is visible or means for us, we understand through the example of Raghunath Das. At that time, he was Raghunath Das. His deep hankering for meeting with Krishna, dedicate the whole life to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and remain forever in the association of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That should be our goal. Actually, that is the goal of human life. We perform sadhana, we do sadhan bhajan without a goal. Do we desire to go to Krishna, to attain Krishna, to achieve Krishna, to have the union with Krishna? If we have that deep desire, deep hankering, then it will be fulfilled by the mercy of the spiritual master. This is the great lessons we are learning now. First of all, we are learning from Raghunath Das. At that time, Raghunath Das, his heart was completely given to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he always wanted to remain in the association of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He did not want to live without the association of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And this natural attraction between Jiva and Supreme Lord are eternally there. Lord Krishna wants his own parts and parcels back to him, and jivas also are searching for our eternal friend, life after life, but do not understand that we are actually searching for the Supreme Lord. Without achieving Lord, without having full loving relationship with Supreme Lord, our hearts cannot be pacified. It's impossible, simply impossible. We are not meant for anything else. We are meant for the Supreme Lord. Without achieving direct shelter of Supreme Lord, His lotus feet, we cannot achieve any peace, any satisfaction, any contentment, nothing. It cannot. We really feel this material existence is nothing but samsara dava null, great forest fire. There's no place that where we can experience lasting peace, lasting satisfaction and happiness. It's not possible unless we have very loving relationship with Krishna, in full surrender to him. We cannot achieve that. But unfortunately, we are practicing Krishna consciousness, but our absorption is in this material world. Krishna is now like sadhya is the material world. Actually, Krishna is our sadhan and Krishna is our sadhya. Goal of life is also Krishna. But here we are doing the opposite way. Our goal is the material comforts, material prosperities. We cannot think without this. Our goal is only Krishna, actually. Veda kahe sambandha ovideyo prayojana. Krishna important points. What is sambandha, avideyo, and prayojana? Is that okay? Connection is okay?
Yes,
Internet?
we can hear you.
Okay. Sambandha, avideyo, prayojana. Sambandha Gyan is what is, who am I and whose am I and who is mine. This is Sambandha Gyan. Who am I? Whose am I? Who is mine? I am soul and I am part and parcel of Krishna. I'm Krishna's. And who is mine? Krishna is mine. Because we see no one is ours in this world forever. Definitely we are being separated from each other. But eternal connection is there with only Krishna, that is Sambandha. All the living beings belong to Krishna only. So with that profound understanding, realization that I am soul, I'm Krishna's part and parcel, I'm Krishna's Mamai Vangsha Jivaloke, and Krishna is mine. Krishna alone is mine. No one is mine in this world. Although we are within the families, we are surrounded by families, friends, country, society, community, but they are not mine. They are not ours. Only Krishna is ours. Sambandha Gyan, after Sambandha Gyan, we understand how to achieve Krishna. Then we understand Bhakti is the means to achieve Krishna. And by Bhakti, we attain our natural, spontaneous love, attraction for Krishna. Means without having Krishna or without remembering Krishna or without thinking of Krishna, without loving Krishna, a pure devotee cannot live for a moment even. Life is impossible to sustain without thinking of Krishna lovingly, even for a moment. That is called love. So, Abhidya, Sambandha Abhidya Prayojan, we understand through the life of Srila Raghunath Das Goswami. At the time he was Raghunath Das, married man. It doesn't matter whether we are in the Grihastha ashram or Banapastra or Brahmachari or Sannyasi. Our goal is one, same, how to achieve the Supreme, how to attain the Supreme. This is the way. So now this festival is for the festival of union between the devotee and the Lord. So beautiful. And the Supreme Lord appeared here in this world as our spiritual master. And spiritual master's favor or spiritual master's blessings are the real asset for us to achieve the favor of Krishna. So this is the story, and that's why it is so important. And by observing this festival, we also develop this desire. How can also we achieve Gauranga Mahaprabhu, his lotus feet, or Krishna? That hankering must be there. Then this festival will be so nectarian for us. We feel that we are progressing in that direction, going back home, back to God. So the story begins in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, chapter 16. It has two parts. One part is that first meeting with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Shantipur, and Raghunath Das personally requested him, please accept me as your servant and allow me to stay with you. I don't want to stay without you. I don't want to live in the family life. I cannot live. My mind is not there. My mind is always at the lotus feet of yours. Please allow me to stay with you. I tried many times to run away from the house, was not successful. Then Mahaprabhu gave very beautiful instructions to Raghunath Das Goswami. That part we are going to understand how it began, the introduction of this Chiradahi festival. Second part, again, it comes in the Antya Leela, 6th chapter, where the actual Chiradahi festival took place. Prior to that, Nityananda Prabhu bestowed his mercy upon Raghunath Das Goswami, or issued the punishment, danda, for sponsoring this great festival, Chiradahi festival, for all the people in the village. So let's try to understand how it began, this Leela, or this beautiful, wonderful festival. And as we know, Mahaprabhu resides in 4 places eternally. Number 1 place is Sachimata's house in Yogapit. Second is Shiva's Angan. Third is wherever, whenever Nityananda Prabhu would dance in that, dance, Nartan, Mahaprabhu definitely lives, stays. And 4th place is Raghav Pandit's house, which is also in Panihati. So he lives in the Panihati eternally. Mahaprabhu lives eternally in Navadvip, Yogapit, Mayapur Dham, and Shiva Sangan also. And wherever Nityananda Prabhu performs his dancing, there also he lives, and also he lives in Panihati Dham. Panihati Dham is not just ordinary Dham, it's on the bank of Ganga, and there this great festival took place. So next Saturday we'll hear in details about the festival. because we are interested in that too. How to observe this festival, or how to do the festival in proper way, authentic way. So it starts. Some verses first I'm reading, then chanting, then I'll read the English, because I love to read the verses. This book, only the verses are there. It starts with that. অতএ পুনরূপী প্রভু যদি শান্তিপুরে এলা, রঘুনাথ দাস আসি প্রভুরে মিলিলা, হিরণ্য গোবর্ধন নাম দুই সহোদর, সপ্তগ্রাম 12 লক্ষ মুদ্রার ঐশ্বর, মহেশ্বর্য যুক্ত দুহে বদান্য ব্রাহ্মণ, সদাচার শতকুল ধার্মিক অগ্রগণ্য, নদিয়াবাসী ব্রাহ্মণের উপজীব্য প্রায়, অর্থভূমি গ্রাম দিয়া করেন সহায়। সেই গোবর্ধনের পুত্র রঘুনাথ দাস, বাল্যকাল হইতে তেহ বিষয়ে উদাস, সন্ন্যাস করি প্রভু যবে শান্তিপুরে এলা, তবে আসি রঘুনাথ প্রভুরে মিলিলা, প্রভুর চরণে পড়ে প্রেমাবিষ্ট হইয়া, প্রভু পাদ স্পর্শ কইল করুণা করিয়া, তার পিতা সদা করে আচার্য সেবন, অতএব আচার্য তরে হইলা প্রসন্ন। সর্বঙ্গ গৌরাঙ্গ প্রভু জানি তার মন, শিক্ষারূপে কহে তারে আশ্বাস বচন। So here I'm just reading the English translation. We love to, read Chaitanya Charitamrita in this way. In short, we are reading just the translation. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu returned to Shantipur, Raghunath Das came to meet him. So who was Raghunath Das? Raghunath Das was the son of Govardhan Majumdar. The two brothers, Hiranya Majumdar and Govardhan Majumdar, they were very rich and very magnanimous. They would help the villagers in different ways, helping with money and providing shelters, supplying their necessities. They were really very magnanimous people. So Raghunath Das was the son of Govardhan Majumdar, and from childhood, he was uninterested in material enjoyment. So it's the point. When we become more and more inclined in spiritual life, then we naturally become more and more disinterested in material enjoyment or materialistic way of life. So when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu returned to Shantipur after accepting the renounced order, Raghunath Das met him. So Raghunath Das went to see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He fell at the Lord's lotus feet in ecstatic love, showing him mercy. The Lord touched him with his feet. So as we know from Bhagavad Gita, that Krishna says, he has one promise that he said, Ye yata mam prapadyante tangs tataiva bhajamyaham. As you surrender unto me, I reciprocate accordingly to you. So if we have any desire, we must desire the greatest thing, isn't it? Highest thing. What is the highest thing? How to attain you? Accept me as your eternal servant and give me a place at your lotus feet. Accept me as your own, because I'm yours only. As you said, Mama Ivangsho Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. This is actually our illusion, to think that I belong to someone. Actually, no. Although we are living here, no problem. So Mahaprabhu showed his mercy by touching his feet on the head of Raghunath. Raghunath Das' father, Govardhan, always rendered much service to Advaita Acharya. Consequently, Advaita Acharya was very pleased with the family. So Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami also is glorifying the family. So Raghunath Das, and also he is describing, Raghunath Das used to run away from home again and again to go to Jagannath Puri, but his father kept binding him and bringing him back. See, this is the point that Raghunath Das had a fixed goal. In this lifetime, I must achieve, Lord. So he would just run away. He didn't know any other way. But the deep hankering, it is the beautiful point here. Deep hankering for achieving Krishna is the sign of love. Without the beloved, how can we live? I'm living here very happily without Krishna. Or Krishna is in the side. Main business is not Krishna, main business to live here happily. But Raghunath Das Goswami was not like that. He was internally already renounced and completely attached to Krishna or Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That's the point. Who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? He is Radha Krishna combined form. Bhakti means complete attachment for Krishna. Means when we are attached to Krishna completely, that is the prema. Without Krishna, cannot live for a moment even. That's the point. So yoga means, bhakti yoga means focusing the mind on Krishna, fixing the mind on Krishna, concentrating our attention to Krishna. Bhakti means complete attachment for Krishna. This is simple definition. And when we have complete attachment to Krishna, to that degree we are detached from the material life. Although we can live here, but internal attachment is not there. That would be the great instruction by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to him. His father even had 5 watchmen guard him day and night. 4 personal servants were employed to look after his comforts, and 2 brahmanas were employed to cook for him. He was the family was very rich. Yearly income was, 2 lakh gold coin. How rich they were, you cannot even imagine. So because the Raghunath Das Goswami used to run away, so his father made so many arrangements to bring him back. In this way, 11 people were incessantly keeping Raghunath Das under control. Thus, he could not go to Jagannath Puri, and because of this, he was very unhappy. Here we understand the real heart's hankering. Nothing can, keep that person bound. That will hear that when the real desire or hankering is there, nobody can put any type of impediments in his life. When Raghunath Das learned that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had arrived at Shantipur, he submitted a request to his father to give him permission so he can go. So when he met Mahaprabhu, then he said that Raghunath Das thought, how shall I be able to get free from the hands of the watchman? How shall I be able to go with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Nilachal? He did not speak yet, but he was thinking, how can I achieve that? Because he was thinking, my father kept so many people to keep me in the home, not to allow me to run away. So how can I do it? Now Mahaprabhu, what he said, since Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was omniscient, he could understand Raghunath Das's mind. The Lord therefore instructed him with the following reassuring words. What he said, that I'm reading in Bengali and then English. Sharboggo Gaurango Prabhu Jani Taro Mono Shikharupe Kahe Tare Ashasho Bachono স্থির হইয়া ঘরে যাহো না হো বাতুল, ক্রমে ক্রমে পায় লোক ভব সিন্ধু কুল, মর্কট বৈরাগ্য না কর লোক দেখাইয়া, যথাযোগ্য বিষয় ভুঞ্জ অনাসক্ত হইয়া, অন্তর নিষ্ঠা কর বাজে লোক ব্যবহার, অচিরাতে কৃষ্ণ তোমা করিবে উদ্ধার, বৃন্দাবন দেখি যাবে আসি নীলাচলে, তবে তুমি আমা পাশো আসিও কোন ছলে, সে ছল সে কালে কৃষ্ণ স্ফুরাবে তোমারে, কৃষ্ণ কৃপা যারে তারে কে রাখিতে পারে, এত কহি মহাপ্রভু তারে বিদায় দিল, ঘরে আসি মহাপ্রভুর শিক্ষা আচরিল। English now. Mahaprabhu gave very specific instructions to Raghunath Das Goswami. He first said, be patient and return home. Don't be a crazy fellow. By and by, you will be able to cross the ocean of material existence. This is the point. As we have entered in our family life, always keep that goal alive in the heart, always. And we must progress to that direction internally, but have patience, take care of the duties very nicely, and wait for that opportune moment, auspicious moment when we can become free from our responsibilities. You should not make yourself a show bottle devotee and become a false renunciant. For the time being, enjoy the material world in a befitting way and do not become attached to it. This is the point. Do not become attached to it. This is the real austerity in family life for us. Although we are doing everything, but not to be attached. Internally always renounced and attached. Grow your attachment to Krishna. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu continued, within your heart, you should keep yourself very faithful, but externally, you may behave like an ordinary man. Thus, Krishna will soon be very pleased and deliver you from the clutches of Maya. You may see me at Nilachal, Jagannath Puri, when I return after visiting Vrindavan. By that time, you can think of some trick to escape. Now he gave permission. Also said that be patient. This is the point. We all have permission actually. Be patient. Always grow internally, not just externally, internally. How to achieve my goal of life? How can I be united with my beloved Lord? What kind of means you will have to use at the time will be revealed by Krishna. This is the prediction he did. Now you are really unable to free yourself, and you are not successful by you're going to by running away from home, going to meet me in Jagannath Puri, unite with me in Jagannath Puri, but in right time Krishna will reveal you a plan, the tricks, and then you can come. If one has Krishna's mercy, no one can check him. Mahaprabhu. In other words, he already assured him. In this way, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu bade farewell to Raghunath Das, who returned home and did exactly what the Lord told him. Means after that, he gave up his craziness. He earned some faith of the parents and the watchmen and other people around. So they then reduce their restrictedness. They are watching over the movement of Raghunath Das Goswami. So the rules were less strict at that time. So it is also said that when Raghunath Das's father and mother saw that their son was acting like a real householder, they became very happy, and because of this, they slackened the guard. Meanwhile means there was some dispute between his father and uncle, not father, actually uncle, Hiranya Majumdar. Govardhan Majumdar was the brother, younger brother, and younger brother's son was Raghunath Das Goswami. So for some reason there was a dispute. I'm not going to, speak or details about that. Means after he got the assurance from Mahaprabhu, there was some dispute between his uncle Hiranya Majumdar with the Muslim government. But Raghunath Das Goswami very nicely settled this matter between government, Muslim government, and uncle. Everything became nicely, peacefully settled. So in this way, 1 year passed over. So then again, he was just waiting for that auspicious time when he can go to the Jagannath Puri to unite with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So in this way, 2nd year also passed. All of a sudden, he heard that Nityananda Prabhu came to Panihati village. It was arranged by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This is the point. We must have full faith in the plan of Krishna. Be patient, and internally, we must develop this hankering. If we do not have any hankering for uniting with the Supreme Lord, how can he reciprocate with that desire, or he can fulfill my desire? In this way, innumerable human form of lives we already spoiled because of the lack of the determination. Human body, human life is very special in so many ways. How? That we can decide something and we can take some decision and we can have that determination to execute the decision. We can be very enthusiastic, very determined, very purposeful, and we can have a goal and we can pursue that goal and we can achieve that goal. These are the special qualities of human being. Either spiritual life, in the spiritual life, or in the general material life. This same principle is always there. For achieving any success here, we must have these things. Setting a goal, pursuing the goal, achieving the goal, same principle. If we do not have that goal in our spiritual life, how can we achieve? This is the biggest lesson here first in the life of Sri Raghunath Das Swami. We are now hearing. So that next point is coming, but it is not a full festival. So we are going to, finish our first session soon for some question answer. But he was waiting when Krishna's plan will be revealed to him and he will get one special opportunity without disturbing anyone. He can go to the Jagannath Puri because Mahaprabhu said, you come to Jagannath Puri. That place, I can meet you and you can meet me. So he was day and night would think that way. How can have that plan and I can be successful at this time? Because almost every day he would try to run away, almost every day. It was an everyday affair. And his father would again bring him home. So one day he heard that Nityananda Prabhu has come in the village of Panihati. Panihati is not very far from Kolkata airport. And I think many of you might have, visited that place, but I myself did not visit yet. Some or other, we were not successful. And after that, lockdown happened. And then we went to America, the whole story. We could not do. Every year, a bus goes from here because of the so much crowd avoid. And now this year, some devotees offered me, that chance, you Mataji, you come stay with us and we'll go, because they live nearby Panihati, some Bengali devotees. And so you can attend the Panihati festival. Then again, I said, they're expecting like 50,000 devotees, people will visit that Panihati festival. So for that big crowded festival, I cannot go now. I said, okay, some of that after festival I'll go, but during the festival time, 3 days festival, I cannot go because they have very, very nice program, food festival, then actual Chiradahi festival, like that. Exactly like, 500, I think some years ago, 500, many people say 504 or 500, 10 years ago, when the real festival happened over there, 10 or 20 years ago, 520 years ago, the real festival, that was so crowded that people would not get any place on the bank of the Ganga. Some sat in the water, some stood up to, knee-high water dip in Ganga, somebody up to waist, somebody up to this. While standing in the Ganga water, they were having 2 parts of Chiradahi and having, festival, means honoring the prasadam. So this time also it would happen, 50,000 people, which is not possible. Now they have permission to acquire the land next to the temple. Maybe in the future, the area of the temple would be bigger than now. It's not so big place now. So when he heard it is in the 6th chapter Ante Leela, when Raghunath Das Goswami heard that Nityananda Prabhu came to Panihati village, and he was sitting under a big banyan tree. And so he went there to meet with Nityananda Prabhu and submitting himself at the lotus feet of Nityananda Prabhu. By his mercy, he heard, by Nityananda's mercy, we achieved Gauranga Mahaprabhu's shelter. And by the mercy of Gauranga Mahaprabhu, we achieved Radha Krishna in Vrindavan. So this is the system. Shortcut method and very precise method, very sure success method, and shortcut method. So he heard. Then what happened? So I'm reading a little bit. How much time is that? Okay, little bit. Emato birahe gauro loya bhaktagan Raghunath milan ebe shuno bhaktagan purve shantipure Raghunath jabe aila Mahaprabhu kripa kori tare shikhaila. So after that, এই মতো রঘুনাথে বৎসরেক গেল দ্বিতীয় বৎসরে পলাইতে মন কইল রাত্রি উঠিয়া কোলা চলিল পলাইয়া দূর হইতে পিতা তারে আনিল ধরিয়া এই মতে বারে বারে পলাই ধরি আনে তবে তার মাতা কহে তার পিতা শনে পুত্র যে বাতুল হইল রাখো বান্ধিয়া তার পিতা কহে তারে নির্বন্য হইয়া ইন্দ্র সম ঐশ্বর্য স্ত্রী অপ্সরা সম এসব বান্ধিতে নারী লেখ যার মন দড়ির বন্ধনে তারে রাখিবে কেমতে জন্মদাতা পিতা নারে প্রারব্ধ কাণ্ডাইতে চৈতন্য চন্দ্রের কৃপা হয়েছে ইহারে চৈতন্য প্রভুর বাতুল কে রাখিতে পারে তবে রঘুনাথ কিছু বিচারিল মনে নিত্যানন্দ গোসাই পাশ চলিয়ার দিনে পানিহাটি গ্রামে পাইল প্রভুর দর্শন কীর্তনিয়া সেবক সঙ্গে আরো বহুজন গঙ্গা তীরে বৃক্ষমূলে পিণ্ডার উপরে বসিয়াছে প্রভু যেন সূর্যোদয় করে তলে উপরে প্রভু ভক্ত হইয়াছে বেষ্টিত দেখি প্রভুর প্রভাব রঘুনাথ বিস্মিত দণ্ডবত হইয়া পড়িলা কত দূরে সেবক কহে রঘুনাথ দণ্ডবত করে শুনি প্রভু কহে চোরা দিলি দর্শন আয় আয় আজি তোর করিব দণ্ডন। প্রভু বলায় দেহ নিকট না করে গমন, আকর্ষিয়া প্রভু তার মধ্যে ধরিল মাথে চোর ধরিল চরণ, কৌতুকী নিত্যানন্দ সহজে দয়াময়, রঘুনাথে কহে কিছু হইয়া সদয়, নিকটে না আইস চোরা ভাগো দূরে দূরে, আজি লাগি পাইয়াছি দণ্ডিব তোমারে, দধি চিরা ভক্ষণ করও মোর গণে, শুনিয়া আনন্দ হইল রঘুনাথ মনে। So this much is today's session. Just reading some translation. Means Raghunath Goswami, when he heard that Nityananda Prabhu came to Panihati Gram, then he went to see him. So, but he did not go near to him. By staying far, he offered his Dandavat Pranam to Nityananda. And Nityananda Prabhu, being omniscient, understood his mind. And he said, oh, you came with thief. You came here after so much long time, you came. Come near to me. Come. I will punish you. You are a thief. So that is the point. And he was hesitating to come near to Nityananda Prabhu, but he came, and immediately Nityananda Prabhu put his foot on the head of Raghunath Das Goswami and said, I'm going to punish you. Arrange a big festival of Dadichira for my men. All the villagers, you feed them, because Mahaprabhu knew that he has that ability also, but that's not the program, that's not the plan, that's not the main point. Main point is, with some pretext, Nityananda Prabhu wanted to bestow his mercy on Raghunath Das Goswami. That's the point. Raghunath Das, where is that? Just English little bit. Because Raghunath Das Goswami was trying to run away many times. So his mother was saying to his father, why don't you just keep Raghunath Das, my son, bound by a big rope so he would not go outside. Then his father said, very beautiful. As his mother was saying, Raghunath Das, our son has opulence. Our son has become mad. She said, just keep him by binding him with ropes. His father, being very unhappy, replied to his mother as follows: Raghunath Das, our son, has opulences like Indra, the heavenly king, and his wife is as beautiful as an angel. Yet all these could not tie down his mind. How then could we keep this boy home by binding him with ropes? It is not possible, even for one's father, to nullify the reactions of the past activities. Prarabdha. They were thinking it was our luck, our bad fortune, or our prarabdha, our karma, that we cannot keep our son home. And he leaves home again and again. So he said, it is our karma, what to do. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has fully bestowed his mercy on him. Who can keep home such a madman of Sri Chaitanya Chandra? Then Raghunath Das considered something in his mind, and the next day he went to Nityananda Gosai. In the village of Panihati, Raghunath Das obtained an interview with Nityananda Prabhu, who was accompanied by many kirtan performers, servants, and others. At the time, big kirtan was also going on, and he reached at that time. Sitting on a rock under a tree on the bank of the Ganges, Lord Nityananda seemed as effulgent as hundreds of thousands of rising suns. Many devotees sat on the ground surrounding him. Seeing the influence of Nityananda Prabhu, Raghunath Das was astonished. Raghunath Das offered his obeisances by falling prostrated at a distant place. distant place. And the servant of the Nityananda Prabhu pointed out, there is Raghunath Das offering you obeisance. Hearing this, Lord Nityananda Prabhu said, you are a thief. Now you have come to see me. Come here, come here. Today I shall punish you. The Lord called him, but Raghunath Das did not go near the Lord. Then the Lord forcibly caught him and placed his lotus feet upon Raghunath Das's head. It's so wonderful. I just, meditate on this again and again. Whenever I'm having some trouble, difficulties, for any reason, I just see Nityananda Prabhu is placing his lotus feet on my head. By Nityananda Prabhu's mercy, all the obstacles is removed and we can progress very nicely in spiritual life, which is the goal of our life. How can we unite ourselves with Krishna? And in this human life, we can achieve that. If we lose this human life, I will miss this opportunity. So this is my actually, meditation, that Mahaprabhu also placing his lotus feet on my head. Nityananda Prabhu is placing lotus feet. And Mahaprabhu in Sikshashtakam said already, pray to be the dust, the lotus feet of Krishna. Ainandatam kinkaram patitam mam vishame bhavambadav. Kripaya tava pad pankaja sthita dhuli sadrisham vichintaya. This is our goal, to become a speck of dust at the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. Lord's feet is our home. That is our place of residence. So, how wonderfully Nityananda Prabhu bestowed his mercy. Lord Nityananda was by nature very merciful and funny. Being merciful, he spoke to Raghunath Das as follows. You are just like a thief, for instead of coming near, you stay away at a distant place. Now that I have captured you, I shall punish you. Make a festival and feed all my associates yogurt and chipped rice. Hearing this, Raghunath Das was greatly pleased. Raghunath Das immediately sent his own men to the village to purchase all kinds of eatables and bring them back. So next week we will hear about the festival in details. So here also why Nityananda Prabhu addressed him as a thief. It's a Bengali way of saying. It's very loving, a tone. When we say, you chor, chora, chora means affectionately we say someone as chor. Means without letting me know he's planning something. So he's a chor. It's a Bengali way of saying affectionate. So Nityananda Prabhu knew that Raghunath Das Goswami is heart, that he desires the shelter of Mahaprabhu. He wants to dedicate his life to Mahaprabhu. He wants to unite with Mahaprabhu. But he is avoiding me. So he is a chore. This is the way. Without letting me know about his plan, without coming to me. So, and I'm here ready to give, ready to bestow the mercy. He must come. This is also a great lesson for us. We approach Nityananda Prabhu, all the obstacles will go away. And we'll achieve such a big favor. We even cannot imagine. So easily you can achieve our goal of life. Also, when Jagai Madhai, deliverance, in the story of deliverance of Jagai Madhai, that when Madhai hit the piece of earthen pot to the head of Nityananda, Nityananda never had any anger. He did not show any anger to Madhai or Jagai. He remained very quiet and silent and merciful. He said, okay, you have fulfilled your desire to eat me. Now, can you fulfill my desire? Can you just chant one time, Hare Krishna? And Krishna will accept you as his eternal servant. When Mahaprabhu heard that Madhai attacked Nityananda Prabhu, he came angrily and he called Sudarshan Chakra. He wanted to kill them. And Mahaprabhu, when became so angry, Nityananda Prabhu immediately caught hold the lotus feet of Gauranga Mahaprabhu and said, please forgive them. They are mine. I'm begging their lives from you. I have accepted them as my own people. Please save their lives. I'm begging their lives. And then Mahaprabhu said, they hurt you. I cannot forgive them. Then Nityananda said that before he hurt me, I had forgiven him. So he's not offender anymore. I had forgiven him before he acted in this way. That personality, that most personality is Nityananda Prabhu. He never sees our doshas. He sees that we are his dasas. That's Mahaprabhu sees us his dasas. So he never sees dosha. Nityananda also. All the living beings are my dasas. So he never sees those. Same vision we also have. We must see everyone is a das of Krishna. I am das of Krishna, everyone. If we don't see anyone as das of Krishna, then definitely I will see their dosha. By seeing doshas, we degrade ourselves. We cannot progress in spiritual life. Rather, we must see everyone as das. Everyone is the object of mercy of Nityananda. Everyone is the object of mercy of Gauranga. In this way, when we fully take shelter of Gauranitai, Nityananda Gauranga, surrender ourselves to the lotus feet of Nityananda Gauranga, surely in this lifetime we can achieve our goal. Okay. Jai Nityananda Prabhu ki jai, Gauranga Mahaprabhu ki jai, Gaur Manand. Hari Hari Bol. Hare
Her Grace Savitri Mataji ki jai.
Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai.
Mataji, thank you so very much. It was so nectarian. It was such heartwarming, and your absorbment really took us or gave us the entry into these beautiful pastimes. It was so heartwarming. Thank you so very much, Mataji, and so beautifully mentioned some very important instructions that this festival is about the Milan, Bhakta and Bhagwan, and only it can happen by the mercy of Guru Nityananda Prabhu. So thank you so very much, Mataji. So